I just want to show you a modification from a 3 triangle into a 4 triangle bunker base. So instead of doing these 3 triangles, you're going to add an additional triangle on here. And that's going to be the bunker. So in terms of the bunker, you could add 2 more triangles here for honeycomb on the bunker, because if we want it to be high qual, then this will hide the high qual and also increase the raid cost by potentially 4 or 8 rockets. So here is kind of the largest outline we would be dealing with. And just to show you kind of how this would work, let's start by upgrading some of this stuff. That's funny, it made the upgrade sound, but nothing happened. So we're going to be upgrading some of these things to metal or high qual. You could upgrade this to metal and then upgrade it later, but we're just going to do it all right now. I think it's easy enough to not make a mistake. So there's the compartment. We're going to put a single door frame over here. This is going to be just a vending machine bunker. I haven't had any problems before, but this door may need to be reversed apparently. The Game Lights tutorial goes over this all in detail about creating a bunker like this and lining it up. But for me, just putting it in there, over to the right, kind of back about that much. So if it were metal, it would be kind of on the 3rd row of dots. But to me, it seems pretty straightforward. I haven't done one yet where I couldn't loot it, so I do a lot of these in metal in very low cost builds though, so that may be why this border here may be the more difficult element of it. I'm not sure. Just try it out, and then if it's blocked, just reverse it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we can loot in there just fine. Looks like it works no problem. Let's make sure we can still open the door. Open the door. See, like it's a pretty huge range of motion in there. We would build this out as normal. So go back to the visualizer base video if you like, if you're interested in building kind of this style of design. So I'm not going to build the whole thing here again. And then in the footprint, instead of having the TC here, now we have the vending machine sticking out. And we're still going to do everything else as usual. So basically we would be adding garage doors here. And then here, as I said, I would make this honeycomb. And then on top, where the TC was, I would just build this out to make it, you know, instead of adding a pancake layer, expand that whole base there. We can do some of that too today. We'll see how far we get. I think that some of these things are quite self-explanatory, but I don't want to assume anything if it's, you know, maybe it's one of your first builds. I do think this is a very easy build to do. It's not necessarily the most noob design, because it's really designed for visibility, meaning that you're going to be engaging with your neighbors and opposing players more. So if the plan is to kind of stay away from people, hide, or kind of hide away in a bunker, then this is not really that style of base. And that's the way I play a lot of times. I usually more often avoid confrontation. I'm not a PvP Chad. Very, very far from it. The core base design of the bottom level is just like this. The embrasures on the outside. And again, I go over all of this stuff in the visualizer video. Let's just keep going a little bit so you guys can see, so you guys can get an idea of the design with the slightly expanded footprint. Okay, so we've got most of a bottom layer done. And as previously, you know, we're going to have one of these walls be a double door. And then pretty much everything else is going to be windows. And, you know, in this case, I would say just keep going. Just keep going with it. This is the theme of the video. So here's kind of how the base would look. I'm not going to build all this out because it's exactly the same as the visualizer video. So here is how this would look. You would put your deployables really anywhere you want. You'll be able to place your bag over top in the corner here if you like. You'll have more space for shotgun traps, still full visibility. As with the previous build, you could change these out for walls that do not have windows, but again, that's kind of outside of what we're doing for this design. This is kind of just a demo to show you, I mean, how easy it is, and it's probably pretty obvious to you at this point that kind of taking a modular approach where you can to thinking about it, and then when you start designing, you can make small choices, small different, you know, change the design in small ways, I should say. And it can make a big difference, both in how your neighbors will perceive you. You know, maybe maybe the neighbor would perceive you as an enemy now because your base, instead of a 3 triangle base, that looked almost like a role player base. You know, with all the views, it's like not a standard style of base. Let's look at the TC. And there we go. So 704 stone because we added some honeycomb, and 15 pie qual. So thanks for watching. If you don't want to miss any of my future builds, please do subscribe. It really does help. And I welcome any comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. And thanks for watching. Bye.